What's up, everybody? Tonight we're going to talk about the potential fight Stevenson versus ZEPEDA and WARDLEY versus Miller when we come right back. Welcome to another episode of Ring Walk Boxing Podcast. I am Bean, and let me say, it's a beautiful night, lightweight chilly here in the city of Cincinnati, Ohio, Midwest America. Shout outs to everybody all over the world, all over the state of Ohio. Let's get it, y'all. Make sure you tap in. And if you're in the chat, make sure you hit that thumbs up button when you enter the chat. Also, I want to talk about our sponsor, which is Ring Walk Boxing Podcast merch. In the description area below, there's a link if you're interested in the hats, the shirts, hoodies, etc. Definitely tap in and get online and shop at our store to support the channel of Ring Walk Boxing Podcast. All right, y'all. So what I've been seeing today and tonight, as far as boxing, I saw where the WBC had ordered SHAKUR Stevenson to fight William ZEPEDA. And if they didn't come to a conclusion on the matter by May the 8th, it will go to a purse bid. So I want to know your thoughts on that in the chat. Do you feel that this will be agreed upon, or will it kind of like just get prolonged and dragged out, end up in a purse bid type situation? Also, the light heavyweight division, 175 pounds. Dimitri Bivol is now the WBC champ, somewhat by default, but it's not his fault, if you dig what I'm saying. He just there wanting all the smoke, and it's not like he's trying to deny or duck anybody. He wants the Bivol fight, but Bivol chose to relinquish that belt that now is in possession of David Benavidez, and Bivol went a different route. He's choosing to fight a trilogy with Artur Beterbiev. My thoughts on it, a lot of people felt like Bivol won the first fight. I was one that felt like he won the first fight, but he definitely won the rematch. So I'm not interested in a third fight with the same two guys when I already felt that Bivol won both fights, in my opinion. He definitely won the second one, and I felt like he edged the first fight. I think he's too skilled for Beterbiev, and that a third fight, he'll just do the same thing he did in the rematch. So that's my take on that. I'd rather see the fight, and I know that Benavidez, he wanted to fight Bivol. So he would have rather had won it in the ring against Bivol and not have it given to him by it being relinquished by Bivol. So now you got people, which I knew it was going to happen. Shout outs to Cam J. I was talking in the chat room on how all of a sudden people that don't like Benavidez, that are looking for any reason to hate on David Benavidez, they're going to say he's an email champion, and they're going to say all these type of things, when in fact it wasn't his choice. It wasn't due to his actions or lack of what he was doing. It was a decision, executive decision made by Bivol. But now, unfortunately, the chips fall and everybody's pointing a finger at David Benavidez. like he's the problem. So once again, we have a situation where there's going to be a lot of people on social media and different feeds talking about David Benavidez, and it won't be in a positive light, in a situation that he had nothing to do with. Also, if you had a chance to see earlier, the face-off with FABIO WARDLEY of UK versus the Brooklyn, New York, Big Baby Miller. Big Baby Miller is just that. He's a real big guy. He's from Brooklyn, New York, and he has that East Coast mentality. He's got that braggadocious demeanor about himself. He definitely comes off to be that type of guy who's like a bully. And I think he's trying to get in the mind of FABIO WARDLEY. But in regards to him trying to get into his head, I personally don't feel like it's working. I feel like FABIO WARDLEY is not doing a whole lot of rah-rah, a whole lot of talking. He wants to talk with his fist when they step in that ring, which I believe will be in June. Big Baby Miller, last fight was with Andy Ruiz, ended in a draw. It was kind of a back and forth fight, but once Ruiz had injured his hand, it pretty much was a situation to where Big Baby Miller was stepping up the pace. He has a pretty high punch output. Big Baby Miller, for a big guy, has a big output of punches. His work rate is high. But other than that, being a big guy with a pretty good chin and dishes out a lot of punishment and punches, I don't see a whole lot special when it comes to Big Baby Miller. And if I had to give skill for skill with these two fighters, I would say that the younger FABIO WARDLEY is more all-around skilled. Taller, longer reach. He understands his ring IQ, his ring generalship. So he's going to have, most likely, the shorter Big Baby Miller at the end of his jab. He's going to work that jab. When Big Baby Miller does get in close, I'm pretty sure he'll unleash some vicious uppercuts or use his hook. And hopefully, if he gets Big Baby Miller against the ropes, which is not an easy feat, being that Big Baby Miller is such a big guy. But if he can somehow get Big Baby Miller on the back foot or up against the ropes, I think it would behoove FABIO WARDLEY to go to the body of Big Baby Miller. Go to his body, rip some left hooks, right hooks to that midsection of the of the body of Big Baby Miller, and slowly break him down in a methodical way. So if you have a prediction, let it be known in the chat about Big Baby Miller versus FABIO WARDLEY, because I'm leaning towards FABIO WARDLEY, but I cannot unequivocally say that he's going to win. But I think he has the intangibles, the youth, the speed, the combinations that he would need to beat Big Baby Miller. Now, if we do get the fight with Stevenson versus ZEPEDA, I would like to know, if that fight comes to fruition, what would be your prediction and how does that fight play out? ZEPEDA has a nice rhythm. He has a good work rate, a nice output of punches. He's going to apply calculated pressure on Shakur Stevenson. And Shakur is the type of fighter to where I haven't seen him fight a lot of pressure fighter, and I have not seen him fight any true power puncher. So I would look forward to him fighting ZEPEDA style. And if by some miracle we get the fight we all been wanting, if not this year, in 2026, Gervonta Tank Davis versus Shakur Stevenson. That's the fight that we all want to see. I'm pretty sure anybody watching this live right now, you've been wanting to see Tank Davis versus Shakur Stevenson. Also, if these guys are to fight at some point in the future, let's just speak about it hypothetically. Is there any way you could see Shakur Stevenson defeating Tank? And if we flip it around, is there a way that you see Tank could beat Shakur Stevenson? Well, in my opinion, if Tank is to win, it will be by a stoppage or a knockout. Now, if Shakur Stevenson is to beat Tank Davis, it will be by points. It will be a points decision. He will tap. He will, hit him with a couple quick combinations, back away, clinch when he needs to, clinch as much as he needs to, and do that pretty much the whole duration of the fight. He's going to be moving around and using that ring. So I guess the question there then would be, would Tank be able to cut off the ring? Would he be able to cut off the ring and get to the body of the much faster Shakur Stevenson? So it will be definitely an interesting fight of two different contrasting style of fighters. A puncher like Tank Davis with a lot of power, but also has good footwork and all around has good skills as well, against Shakur Stevenson, who relies on his wittiness, his craftiness, his faster feet, and his slender build. You know what I'm saying? He would be able to float around that ring. So to me, it's a fight that I definitely want to see happen. In the near future. So yeah, it's just definitely going down in boxing, and I'm just looking forward to see all these great fights. We got another fight coming on this upcoming weekend, Saturday, out of Philly, Boots Ennis versus Amantis Stanionis. That's going to be a good fight. Two guys with a high caliber of punch volume, both have skill, both have decent power, both can be explosive. So it's going to be a very good tactical fight between Stanionis and Jerron Boots Ennis this upcoming Saturday, and I definitely will be watching that fight. And we also will be on Sunday covering and recapping that fight. So make sure you tune in here to Ring Walk Boxing Podcast, because we're going to do our best to recap as many fights as we can week to week. Now that Bivol is choosing to kind of go back to where I started at, Now that Bivol is choosing to fight a trilogy with Arthur Beterbiev, what opponent do you feel that David Benavidez at 175 pound light heavyweight division, who will he fight? He's not going to be fighting Beterbiev or Bivol right now because those two are fighting each other. So you got like Callum Smith, Anthony Yardy, a couple of other guys in that 175 pound division that might be good prospects for David Benavidez to fight now that he is the WBC champ. So I would like to know your opinion on who you feel that he may fight. Also, I'm looking forward to that FABIO versus Martin Bakole. Majority of the people last night that came in on the pod, my homeboy Rob in Vegas, shout outs to Rob, shout outs again to Cam J, and shout outs to Mike Ware. Everybody felt that Bakole would win. I'm still kind of I'm in that balance, man. A part of me saying Bakole beats FABIO, but then it's a part of me that says FABIO has the power. He has a good jab. He has good, decent combinations. So if it's a situation to where he's being put on his back foot, I guess then it would make you think, okay, can he handle that pressure from Martin Bakole? But if he knows how to fight on his back foot, if he knows how to sidestep and position himself, he may be able to get Martin Bakole up out of there. Because FABIO has massive punch power. That's a big dude, and he can definitely punch. So it's going to definitely be a testament to see how good of a chin Martin Bakole actually has when he does fight FABIO. Shout outs Cuzzo, Cam J. You said you said hell no, not with them brittle hands. Shakur. Yeah, man. Shakur Stevenson, man, it's gonna be something, man. You know. I mean, I definitely see ZEPEDA giving him one of the toughest fights of his career. You know, ZEPEDA is going to give him a tough fight, and if he doesn't look good against ZEPEDA, his stock could drop. You know, it could hurt Shakur Stevenson because he's already under that fine microscope anyway. People already felt like his style was boring. For those who like the toe-to-toe action fights, or you know, a fight of that magnitude versus a pure boxer. I can appreciate boxing. I can appreciate the art of hitting and not getting hit. But some people are not so much into that. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people want to see. Well, this is what I want to see. Let me speak for myself, because I know what some of the masses want to see, what some of the casuals want to see, what some of the purists want to see. I like boxing in all its glory. I like a boxer. I like a brawler. I like a boxer puncher. I like all styles of boxing. But with Shakur Stevenson, as talented as he is in the skills that he does got, I feel like there's just a certain flame that he doesn't have, man. I feel like Shakur Stevenson, I would like to see him more like a Bud Crawford. Bud has skills, but Bud also has in him where he can kind of close that show. He can kind of turn up a little bit sometimes. like we saw him against Sean Porter. Sean Porter is known for having a good chin, and we saw Bud step up his game mid rounds and start to really put his hands on Porter, and he was dropping him multiple times. Shakur Stevenson, to me, he seems to have a opponent of his hurt, and then he backs off his hurt opponent. It's like he doesn't go in to try to finish what he started. And I think Roy Jones kind of explained that too. Like, he just doesn't seem to have that certain fire. And maybe it'll take Tank Davis, or maybe it's going to take ZEPEDA to bring out the best out of Shakur Stevenson. I mean, what do y'all think? Cam J, you say Boots versus Stanionis, banger alert. Yes, sir. I can't wait to see it this weekend. Shout outs to Cam J. And if y'all see this, tap in Cam J Network YouTube channel, y'all. Make sure you show him some love. Callum Smith. So Callum Smith for David Benavidez. Yeah, that'll be a good one, man. That'll be a good one for sure. And I like Yardy too, man. I like Yardy. But Callum Smith, that'll be perfect because he's tall, he's rangy, he's long. So it would be good to see David Benavidez against somebody who's tall and rangy as well, to kind of see how he deals with that style of Callum Smith. Because there's too many people now that are hating on Benavidez to where they're trying to make it seem like he's clumsy and he don't have good footwork and he's this and he's that. Everything but giving the man props, you know. And David Benavidez, say for instance, he fights and stops Callum Smith. They're still going to say something bad about David Benavidez. They are not trying to give him his just due. They will not give David Benavidez his props. And I'm the type of person, like, I don't have to be your fan, but if you got certain skills, man, I'm not going to deny that, and I'm going to give you props. I was never really a Floyd Mayweather fan, but I don't never deny him being an all-time great boxer. I never denied him being one of the best ever defensive boxers in boxing history, Floyd Mayweather. So I give credit where it's due, even if I'm not a fan of a boxer. I was never really a fan of Lennox Lewis, the former undisputed heavyweight champ from my, late in my era. I was not a fan of Lennox Lewis, but in the same aspect, I give that man his just due. I give him his flowers, and I give him his props, because Lennox Lewis did something that took a long time for somebody in this era to do, is to be undisputed. And he pretty much cleared out the division, fighting all the heavyweights. Lennox Lewis pretty much fought everybody. Hasim Rahman twice, avenged that loss, avenged his loss with the other guy that had a mental breakdown in that fight. I cannot think of his name, but Lennox Lewis stopped him. Oliver McCall. And then he also fought Vitaly Klitschko towards the end of his career, which a lot of people feel like he's the better of the Klitschko brothers. Lennox Lewis fought Mike Tyson. He fought Evander Holyfield, although we can argue it wasn't the best version of Holyfield or Mike Tyson, but Lennox Lewis did fight him, to be fair. He fought Ray Mercer in a close fight that I feel like Ray Mercer edged that fight against Lennox Lewis. And, so I'm saying that you don't have to be a fan of a certain fighter to give them props, y'all. So you can get past your bias and say, hey, I ain't a fan of David Benavidez, but hey, He's deserving of being a WBC champ right now. He didn't do nothing wrong, so don't hold that against him. That's something that Bivol chose to do. So why does that have a bearing on David Benavidez as if it was his decision to put him in the position he's in right now? Cam J, you say, I'm hearing DB most likely going to fight Callum Smith will be the next for DB. And for y'all, if y'all don't know who DB is, that's David Benavidez. Hey, what's good? Jeffe Aladente, you say facts. Salute, brother. How you doing? I appreciate you coming on this live, and make sure y'all hit the thumbs up. And I just wanted to do this live tonight because, you know, a few things have popped up. And I'm like, okay, since all this is on my mind, let me go ahead and reach out to my peoples out here. And let's put a little something down tonight. Now, Filip Hrgovic, it's my understanding that Filip Hrgovic, he would like to get a rematch with Daniel Dubois. I'm not opposed to it, but I don't feel like he has anything coming. I feel like if Dubois beat Hrgovic before, he'll probably beat him even better in a rematch because he's going to make adjustments, and he's been on the winning streak, convincingly winning. Hrgovic won his last fight against Joe Joyce, but it wasn't in a great fashion. He did what he had to do to win, but that wasn't no impressive win from Filip Hrgovic. Cam J, you said playing with his food like a toddler. And speaking of Hrgovic, I feel like if he fought Anthony Joshua, I'll say it again one more time. I feel like Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder, or any heavyweight that can punch, like a FABIO Wardley or something, Hrgovic would be food for those guys. I just don't see him, doing a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? I don't really see him doing a whole lot. Jeff Aladente, doing good. Almost forgot to join. Love the content. Salute, man. I appreciate you. 100, Cam J, 100. For sure, man. Now, Luis Ortiz, which I'm guessing he has to be about, a lot of people joke about his age, but he's in his 40s. So he's every bit of probably 43. A little younger than me. He's too old, in my opinion, to be fighting these fresh and young, hungry fighters out here. Luis Ortiz has had his time, and his last fight, well, it might have been his last fight, but when he fought Charles Martin, he didn't look too good. I didn't like to see him taking, even though he won, he took some jabs, and a simple jab was dropping him. So to me, I don't think his chin resistance is what it used to be. I think Luis Ortiz has ran his course in boxing, and I think it's okay to hang him up, These guys think they want to fight till they're like 50 years old. I mean, come on, let's be realistic. No one can box forever. At some point, you got to hang up those gloves. So shout outs to Luis King Kong Ortiz. He's been in the game a long time, y'all. Um, Dillian White, I seen him in an interview. Um, he has something. He's always trolling or talking about somebody. He said the Lawrence Okoli fight was trash or whatever. You know how Dillian White is. But there's a potential fight after he heals his finger. Dillian White might fight Huey Fury, the cousin of Tyson Fury. So that wouldn't be a bad fight to see. I also seen interviews with Huey Fury calling out Anthony Joshua and people like that. But I mean, hey, it is what it is. I don't think that Huey Fury can do anything with AJ or Dillian White, in my opinion. He's not like Tyson Fury on that level. Also, uh, Don Charles, the Don Charles, the trainer of the young lion Daniel Dubois, he has said in an interview that he owes nothing to Joseph Parker. Now, the backstory for those who don't know, Daniel Dubois pulled out of a fight against Joseph Parker. Joseph Parker was not the mandatory for Daniel Dubois. It was a voluntary. So, out of frustration, the trainer Don Charles says, we don't owe Joseph Parker nothing. We volunteered to fight him. Daniel Dubois got ill. Pretty much, so be it. Meanwhile, Joseph Parker is contesting and fighting for his opportunity to fight Daniel Dubois. It seems to me that Daniel Dubois said he would fight Joseph Parker, Usyk, AJ, whoever. He sounds like he was kind of agitated in an interview saying that he'll fight whoever. Because a lot of critics are saying that they felt Daniel Dubois was ducking Joseph Parker. Now, I don't know your opinion on that. Do you feel that Daniel Dubois was trying to swerve Joseph Parker? Or do you feel that that fight will happen here soon? That's a fight I'm definitely interested in seeing those two step in the ring. Two different styles. Daniel Dubois, a powerhouse with power in both hands, has a good jab, an underrated jab, and his power is crazy. But then you got Joseph Parker, who's slick with underrated power. Although he doesn't hit like Dubois, AJ, or Wilder, Joseph Parker has decent power. He has very good skills and good footwork. Hey, greetings, fam down south. Greetings to you. Much love. I thought I would just jump on tonight just to cover a few things on this live. I generally do them, as you know, every Sunday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the USA. But tonight, I just wanted to get a few things off my chest that we have been conversating about in the chat room and different things that were trending on social media. So the last thing I want to talk about is Moses and Tuma. You know, the young up and coming fighter that they when people talk about Moses Ntuma from over in UK, they talk about the American giant Mike Tyson over here, who was a giant in the game of boxing over here in America. But Moses Ntuma said he wants to make a name for himself. While he respects Mike Tyson, George Foreman, and all the other great boxers of the past, he wants to make a name for himself. And I can respect that out of a young Moses Ntuma. I'm just waiting for the time to see Moses Ntuma in his first step-up fight. Kind of like when Big Baby Anderson had to step up to Charles Martin. Then you got to see him. You saw him against a fighter that took him into the trenches, that made him fight those heavy currents, so to speak. I'm waiting to see Moses Ntuma in there with somebody that he just doesn't walk through. All these knockouts, all these highlight reels, it's all well and good. But do you do that as you keep stepping up in competition? The way you're knocking out these other guys, that don't come so easy. It doesn't come so easy as you move up in competition. So I'm just wondering if Moses Ntuma has what it takes. Does he have that resilience? Does he have a really good chin? Does he have good recovery? Does he know how to make adjustments on the fly if he needs to? You know, all those questions need to be answered, so he needs to fight an opponent that's going to put him in that type of predicament. Jeff Aladente, you say bro is deep in the trenches. Hey, Cam J, are you trying to get on right now? If so, let me know. I can have JC put a link in the chat. So all in all, as far as Moses Ntuma is concerned, he's being built up the right way. He's holding it down, and I'm definitely looking to see what the future holds for an up and coming young heavyweight like himself. In the same aspect, talking about up and coming fighters in the smaller weight division, I'm looking to see what the future holds for Abdullah Mason from here in the state of Ohio, up north in Cleveland, Ohio. Abdullah Mason, he is the business. You know, his last outing on his birthday, he put on a show, and he's a very, very talented young fighter. And he normally closes out the show. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I would like to see. That similar type of energy that he channels, that Abdullah Mason has, where he could be a great boxer, but also a finisher. I would like to see that in Shakur Stevenson. Jeff Aladente, you say, so many good prospects through every division, especially heavyweight. Yeah, man, it seemed that the heavyweight with these new up-and-coming guys, you know, Big Baby Anderson, Moses Ntuma, FABIO Wardley, Frazier Clark, they are they're definitely, you know, going to be the next in line. So when the guys like Anthony Joshua, Wilder, and Fury, once those guys retire, you're going to have those new, fresh, up-and-coming heavyweight boxers. But even though the heavyweight boxing landscape is kind of lacking as far as American heavyweights, the good thing is the light heavyweight division. We still got people like David Benavidez and guys like that. They're holding down the fort on that end. And then the welterweight divisions, hopefully the Charlos get back into the mix again. The Charlo brothers. I don't know what's going on with Errol Spence. Fendora's been doing his thing, so we'll see how that all pans out. Tim Tszyu, as Cam J was saying, Tim Tszyu likely fights one-time Keith Thurman. That would definitely be a future banger I would look forward to, because as you were saying, Keith Thurman looked very good in his last outing over in Australia when he beat the younger kid. I could see him being the one to give a good test for Tim Tszyu. Cam J, you say possibly may have Hrgovic after the win, his next fight. Yeah, man. Yeah. That'll be cool, man. That'll be a good one too, man. And another good test for Moses and Tuma, if it wasn't Charles Martin, maybe Dillian White, Charles Martin, Kubrat Pulev. Those three guys would have been a good step up for Moses and Tuma. So I wouldn't mind seeing him fight like a Dillian White, just to see if he can get Dillian White up out of there within the distance. And then if all goes to be expected for Deontay Wilder, he can execute and take care of business with Tyrell, and then fight another warm-up fight after Tyrell and do the same. I think by his third or fourth fight, if he keeps winning, they're going to put together Wilder versus AJ in the beginning of 2026. I think that'll be the focus. AJ versus Wilder, 2026, make it happen. Because as of right now, we all know Tyson Fury's on that fake retirement or whatever. I don't really think he's retired, but he's just sitting back to see how everything unfolds. So I think Wilder should fight AJ 2026. Boom. And then if AJ can somehow be successful and get past Wilder, then hopefully he'll get that fight with Fury. Yeah, so that's pretty much it, man. I just wanted to to put that out there a little bit, just to cover a few things tonight. And like I said in the beginning of this, if you're interested in the merch, man, hey, the online store it's available for you to tap in 24/7, and they will deliver it to you all around the world, internationally. So if you want you a hat. Okay, you say not tonight, Cam J. Sunday, you'll be on deck. Cool. I'm looking forward to it, man. I always look forward to when you come on, man, because you do a lot to enlighten different areas and different perspectives of the boxing game, especially when you talk about some of the politics as far as purse bids. When you cover topics like that. When you come on and you talk about the money splits and stuff like that, all the little intricate small details that people don't know, you're really good about bringing that all into the light, and I appreciate you for doing that because it's actually very interesting to learn the behind the scenes in boxing sometimes, which is like purse bids, gates, pay per view, things like that. You're really good on your knowledge when it comes to that. Hey, Cuzzo, great night to you as well, and thank you for stopping through tonight. I appreciate it. All right, y'all. So we're gonna wrap this one up. I want to say thanks to everybody who came on short notice. This was kind of a spur of the moment, and hopefully I can do more of these this month where I might just pop up on a Monday, a Tuesday, or a Wednesday, or a Thursday or a Friday, and I do a live for y'all. We can sit here and politic about boxing like we always do. So I want to say shout outs again to Cam J. Shout outs to Jeff Aladente. And I'm going to catch y'all on if I don't see y'all this week, definitely be on Sunday when I come on 6 p.m. Because we're going to definitely talk about the recap of Stanionis and Boots Ennis and some of the undercard fights on that card. All right, y'all. So peace and blessings, and I'll catch you on the next round.